of the national anthem as we honor America. Here to perform the national anthem is the pride of Sunnyside under the direction of a DB graduate, Mr. Christian Del Rosario. Welcome home, Christian, and go Jags. Here's the national anthem. Once again, let's hear it for the pride of Sunnyside. The Sunnyside Marching Band, again under the direction of Christian Del Rosario.
Yeah. Are we live? Here they come. And welcome to 520 Sports Talk. Bill McCullough here. And we are here with Ray Tapia, our producer from Elite Zone Production, Elite Zone Media. And it's a strange referee shortage game on Thursday night, but it's a good one. It's the Battle of the South Side. Desert View Jaguars who host the Sunnyside Blue Devils, both schools in the Sunnyside Unified School District. And it should be a whale of a game. Natural rivals, and it's always a good game between these two. There hasn't been that many blowouts. Lots of fans here from both schools, and it should be just what you need on a Thursday night. And the Sunnyside Blue Devils coming out onto the field under a host of boos from the home side field and cheers on the opposite side. So our pregame program is brought to you by Jim Click Automotive Group. Go to jimclick.com, whether it's the Auto Mall, 22nd and Wilmont, or down in Green Valley, you'll find the exact car, truck, or SUV that you want from their many dealerships that offer very, very many brands. And don't forget about their service. It's top notch. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Sunnyside comes in at 4-1. Desert View undefeated, 5-0 at the midway point here in the 2025 5A football season. Sunnyside has a great away record. They're actually 2-0 away, 2-1 at home. Obviously, unblemished Desert View, 2-0 at home, 3-0 away. So somebody's going to lose tonight And it should be, like I said, a whale of a game. If we want to look at the team stat comparison, both of them are pretty even in running. They 157.8 for Desert View, 155 yards for Sunnyside. The big difference is through the air. The Desert View Jaguars put the ball up a lot more, averaging almost 231 yards a game, while Sunnyside only averages about 102 yards a game. Total yards, Desert View, almost 389 compared to about 257 for Sunnyside. Sunnyside are beasts on defense, so look at the tackle stats. 67 tackles average a game compared to 49. Both teams get after the quarterback with 2.3 sacks for the Blue Devils and a little over 1.5 for the Jaguars. So should be pretty good. Looking at the stats, you're going to probably expect Desert View to go through the air a little bit more than Sunnyside. Sunnyside's going to want to establish that ground game and keep the clock running to try to shorten the game against the home field Jaguars. If you want to look at the team leaders, this is going to be the players that we are going to watch. For Desert View, they've got a great running back, Jaylee Abraham, averaging 132 yards a game, ranked 15th nationally. That's very, very good considering there's tens of thousands of high schools. And then quarterback Ryan Vasavilbaso for the Blue Devils, just a little over 100 yards a game passing. So he'll be putting the ball up, not as much as Ryan Vasavilbaso for the Jaguars. Hope I got that right. But Sunnyside's going to have to control the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to establish a big running game to keep this high-powered Jaguar offense off the field. So that's the tale of the tape that we have tonight for you. And the captains are going out to midfield for the coin toss. Beautiful night here in the south part of Tucson. This is the Battle of the South Side here for the Sunnyside Unified School District teams. 89 degrees at kickoff, and we'll be getting cooler throughout the game. By the time the game's over, should be in the low 80s. So once again, we want to thank Jim Click Automotive for their pregame segment. Go to jimclick.com.
And number 84, the captains for your Desert View Jaguars, number 5, Jaylee Abraham.
It's nice to be back. We've been doing some little side work here for Cool FM in Sierra Vista. And we are going to do a game tomorrow for Cool FM. We'll be over in Vail, where the Douglas Bulldogs come up, and they will be facing the Micah Mountain Thunderbolts. That game, again, at 7 o'clock on our Friday night football. Then Saturday and Sunday, 520 Sports Talk will be at Keno Stadium for the Mexican Baseball Fiesta. We were in Douglas last night for Cool FM and did play-by-play for the Mexican Baseball Fiesta game in Douglas last night at Copper King Stadium on the campus of Douglas High School. It was a great game. Obregon won 4-3 after trailing the entire game, and a good finish. If you want to see it, you can find it on the 520 Sports Talk Facebook page. All right, we want to welcome our YouTube viewers as well. We're going to try to piggyback it and put it on to 520 Sports Talk so they can watch it as well. underway here at Desert View High
Kick
School.
is recovered by number 88, Fernando Soto. Ball will be marked.
Fernando
as
Soto
a-
recovering the ball on the kick.
Ball will be marked at the 37-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jaguars.
So Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line of the Blue Devils. Right up the middle, doesn't get much.
Ball is carried by Jaylee Abraham. Looks like he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Or gains about a yard, 2nd and 9.
So just a yard on that. So 2nd and 9 now for the Jaguars. 44 in motion now, sets up as a slot back. Play action, he's going to roll away to the far side, put it up the field. Caught on the sidelines, and it got about 5 or 6 yards after the catch. Nice play by the Jaguars. That's going to give them a 1st down.
Number 14, Eric Barcelo. Barcelo gets it.
Eric Barcelo on the reception.
1st down for the Jaguars.
So Jaguars moving the chains right off the rip. Single back, takes it off tackle on the right, on the left side. He's stacked up immediately. He probably lost about a half yard, maybe a yard. Let's see where they mark it.
In the backfield. Battle their way for a 1-yard gain.
Oh, they gave him his forward progress, a 1-yard gain. I think that was kind of charitable, but nevertheless, yeah, on the positive side. So 2nd and about 9 for Desert View. 10-10 to go here in the 1st quarter, just underway. Same formation. He's got trips to the near side. He's going to roll that way. Still looking. He's got good protection. Throws downfield. And a nice reception along the sidelines again by the Jaguars. Fernando Soto comes down with a big catch. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the 30-yard line for the Jaguars. So Jaguars moving the ball here on the initial possession of the game. Sunnyside winning the coin toss and choosing to defer to the 2nd half. Man in motion, jet sweep to the far side, trying to get up the edge. Now he cuts it back, trying to head for the sticks, and is tackled on a nice open field tackle by Sunnyside.
Romero battles his way for a 4-yard gain. We'll bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Jaguars.
So 4 yards on the carry, 2nd and 6. Looked like he had a lot more, but a nice open field tackle by the outside linebacker for the Blue Devils. So ball at the 28-yard line, needing 6 yards for a 1st down. Little misdirection, and they were waiting for him right there. The defensive end and defensive tackle stayed at home and didn't bite on the fake, and quickly tackled him in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of yardage on that play.
Looks like
So he lost 3, and it'll be a 3rd and 9 for the Jaguars. They're already deep in Sunnyside territory. Back to pass. He's going to throw to the corner. And just out of the reach of the intended receiver. Nice play. He was open, but passed just out of the past his fingertips. So 4th and 9. And not having seen this team before, I don't know if they're going to try to line up for 3 points or they're going to go for it, leaving the offense on the field. So Vasavilbaso looking at a 4th and 9 for his squad. He's going to roll to the near side. Good protection, a little floater, and caught on the sidelines. I believe it's enough for a first down. No good. Oh, they're calling it no good. So he did catch the ball, but didn't get to the line again. And Sunnyside holds on that defense, forces a turnover on downs, and Desert View comes away empty on their initial possession of the football game. That one has to sting a little bit.
Looks like it was an incomplete pass, so it will be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils from the 29-yard line.
Okay, they're going to call that pass incomplete. He didn't get his feet down on the sideline. Nevertheless, Sunnyside takes over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line and their first crack on offense. Quick hitter up the middle. Gets close to the 30, gets close to the 35-yard line. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 6 for the Blue Devils. Sunnyside under the direction of head coach Thomas Romack playing the 5A Southern just as Desert View does. And there's a completed pass out of bounds inside the 40-yard line of Desert View. So that's what Desert View wasn't really expecting. They were expecting to see a ground and pound Sunnyside offense, and crossed them up a little bit on that nice sideline route, and a nice catch, great yardage, and a first down. Desert View under the direction of Robert Bonillas. And once again, they play also in the 5A Southern. So 1st and 10, they're going to mark it at the 40. And Blue Devils on their first possession into Jaguar territory. Under center, and flags flew before the snap. Looks like it's going to be against Sunnyside. That's going to back them up 5 on a motion penalty and make it 1st and 15 from the 45-yard line now.
5-yard penalty moves them back to the 45-yard line, 1st and 15.
So Duarte back in the shotgun on this formation, single back. He's brought straight back to pass. Now he's going to roll away from the pressure, throws downfield, and intercepted by Desert View. The intended receiver was falling down as the pass was intended to him, and the defensive back behind him picked it off, and the first turnover for the Blue Devils. So turnovers even at 1 apiece, and Jaguar defense comes up big, and they'll get another chance here on offense. They move the ball on their first possession quite well, and it just was a matter of being a little short, we thought initially, of the line to gain, but then they said the pass was not complete. He did not get that foot in bounds. So let's try it again for Desert View. Little tackle off a tackle dive and get some good yardage. He gets about the 35-yard line. So Jaylee Abraham, you're going to be hearing us call his number a lot tonight. One of the better backs, not only in Tucson, but nationally as well, as we mentioned on the pregame show. So 2nd and 4 after a 6-yard gain. Back to Abraham, and he only gets about 1 or 2.
Abraham battles his way for a 1-yard gain.
They're going to give him just a single yard. It's going to be 3rd and 4, so still a manageable down for the Jaguars. Atmosphere electric here at Desert View High School. Out of the shotgun, it goes back to Abraham again off tackle, and once again, Blue Devils there to stack him up short of the first down. So Desert View in consecutive possessions is going to have a 4th down that they're going to have to deal with. They're still in their own territory. I would imagine they're not going to go for this. But maybe at 4th and 1, that is a manageable down. So let's take a look and see what Coach Bonillas calls. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Just underway. A little over half the quarter gone. 5:26 clock moving, and a 4th and 1. Big down for Desert View. Once again, Abraham, and he's not going to get it again. And once again, the big Sunnyside front line turns them away, and they're going to get the ball back on consecutive turnover on downs. But now they are in Desert View territory. That was kind of a risky play if you were Desert View, because you're in your own territory. And the Blue Devils, once again, defense comes up big and turns it over to the offense with great field position and a short field. So Duarte back in shotgun position. He's going to pull it back and go himself up the middle and close to a 1st down. So Duarte, a little fake, and then he pulled it right. He handed it off, pulled it right back out, and headed right up the middle on a big hole. And got about 9.5, and now they're going to give him the forward progress, move the chain. So 1st down, and a nice run by Raymond Duarte, the quarterback of the Blue Devils. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils now inside the Jaguar 30-yard line. Once again, Duarte calls his own number, but this time Desert View was there waiting for him. I believe he probably only got back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Now they gave him a yard, it looks like, on the forward progress. So both teams come out, both teams showing they can move the ball. It's just the defense has been the story here early in the 1st quarter, with back-to-back possessions that the Blue Devil defense stopped Desert View on consecutive 4th down plays to regain possession. Desert View with an interception on Sunnyside's 1st possession. There's a little slant off tackle, got some good room. And inside the 20, Chris Gallego, the ball carrier. 3rd and 2 for Sunnyside. Gallego, junior running back for the Blue Devils, just had a little bit of a hole, snuck through it, and got some good yardage and gives them a good chance on 3rd down here. Scoreboard not keeping up. Duarte's going to roll. He's going to turn it up. Got some good room. 1st down and more. Still on his feet. And tackled just outside the 5-yard line. And Sunnyside threatening to go on the board first here at Desert View High School. Once again, glad you could join us here at 520 Sports Talk. Bill McCullough, glad to be back in the saddle. I've been doing some Cochise County games for Cool FM Live, and have had a great time out there. Once again, Ray Tapia, our producer, doing a great job on production. So 1st down and goal for the Blue Devils. Handoff, he's going to try to go out wide. Now cuts it back in, still on his feet, removing the legs, and down short of the goal line. But that's going to set up a 2nd and very short for the Blue Devils. There is a flag on the play. Let's see what that's all about. And it appears to be against the Blue Devils as they're walking backwards. Ball's going to be placed at the 18-yard line. And another flag thrown. Somebody moved, and it looks like once again it's against Sunnyside. And that'll move it back to about the 23-yard line. So Blue Devils going backwards after they had it inside the 5-yard line of Desert View. So Sunnyside, here's the scenario here. Sunnyside cannot get a 1st down. It's goal to goal from the 23-yard line.
Call on the field is a Sunnyside timeout.
And the Blue Devils are going to call timeout and talk this one over. It's not too many times you get a goal to goal situation from the 23-yard line. So consecutive penalties on the Blue Devils pushed them from the shadow of the goal line out to the 23, and they take the field coming out of the timeout. Let's see what Coach Bonillas has called. So 3rd down for the Blue Devils. Duarte under center out of the I formation. Gives to the tailback, off tackle. He's got some room. And down inside the 10-yard line to about the 8.
Number 17, Eric Fonte.
So Eric Fonte's with the ball and a great run. Didn't score, but set it up for a chip shot field goal if that's what they decide to do. Both teams have gone on 4th down, and they have not been successful to date here. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field for the Blue Devils. Neither team likes to kick, apparently. Once again, Duarte under center out of the I. Tailback off the right side tackle.
Fontes with the carry again for the Blue Devils. Gains a few yards.
So Fontes. So apparently the yard mark or the down marker was wrong. Now it's 3rd and goal. The scoreboard's not working. The yard markers aren't up to date. We're doing our best here. So 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line now for the Blue Devils. Basically got back all of the penalty yardage. He's going to bust it outside and waltz into the end zone for a Blue Devil touchdown. And they draw first blood here in the Southside rivalry. Sunnyside up 6-0. So 6-0. They're going to go for 1. Kick is up and good. So with 20 seconds left here in the opening quarter, the Blue Devils get on the board first and lead 7-0. So that was a nice drive by Sunnyside, having to come back from consecutive penalties to go ahead and score. Chris Gallego, the workhorse on that drive, the junior running back, with some key runs and long yardage runs to set them back up in great position. Good to see my friend Jamie and Alameda from KOLD out here. So Sunnyside boots it away. Taking about at the 5-yard line. He's going to try to go up the middle and stacked up about the 22-yard line. And that's where the Jaguars will take over 1st and 10.
For the Jaguars, number 19, Keanu Romero. Ball will be marked.
So Romero with the run back to about the 22-yard line. 14 seconds left in the quarter. So this will be the last play, barring an incomplete pass or a penalty. Jaguars back in the shotgun, trips to the far side of the field. He's going to go to the near side, quick flip out on an out pattern to
Vasavilbaso pass complete to number 88,
Fernando Soto on the catch.
Soto picks up enough for a Jaguar first down.
5'11", 180-pound senior. This game's got to be mean a lot, especially for the seniors. This is the last time around that they will be playing their in-district rivals, the Sunnyside Blue Devils. And the unique part about this game is it's family versus family. Cousins are playing on both sides of the football field. Everybody knows everybody, and it's bragging rights basically for a whole year for the winner of this game. So at the end of the first quarter, the Blue Devils up 7-0.
Softball coach, head coach Raquel Duarte, and assistant coach Lori Clark. So once again, we are super excited. Welcome to the Jaguar family.
So festive atmosphere, as we mentioned. Lots of fans from Sunnyside. Sunnyside only a few miles down the road, so not a long ways to travel. And obviously a great crowd for the home team, Jaguars, right behind us. Both bands are here. And it's nice to see a true rivalry this part of the season. We're about halfway through. There's a 10-game season. Each team has played 5 games. So a lot of the rivalry games are later on or usually the last game of the season. It's nice to see this one right in the middle. Quick flip on the flat and he's going to take it over the 40 to about the 42 or 43. And a first down for the Jaguars. So that's that Jaguar passing attack that we were talking to you about in the pregame. And they moved it to the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Back to pass. He's got good coverage now, just a little inside screen. Dangerous pass. Almost picked off by one of the defensive linemen. He got the ball, but tackled for a loss, I believe.
It will be 2nd and 14 from the 40-yard line.
So back all the way to the 40-yard line, 2nd and 14. And once again, that was a very dangerous pass when you could have a lineman almost intercepting it. Of course, we don't know if he could catch it. That's why he's a lineman. But no, he did a good job on that and basically snuffed that play out. So just the start of the second quarter here, 10:38 and counting. He's going to go sideline right. He's got a man open down the field, and he's gone for a touchdown, Jaguars. Little nice hitch and go route, as you can see on the replay, and the cornerback bit on the fake, and number 2 ran right past him, Anthony Rodarte. And he's only a freshman, so he gets 3 more years in a maroon and silver uniform for Desert View. So Desert View strikes quickly once again with that great passing attack, and we're an extra point shy of being tied up once again. So already excitement here in the first half. The kick is up and good. So with 10:29 left to go till halftime, it's knotted up at 7 apiece.
Sunnyside 7 and your Jaguars 7.
So the coaches on the offensive line on the 2 possessions that they turned the ball over on downs really got up in their faces and told them they need to have a better effort and more concentration. Everybody's got to be on the same page. They came out on that drive and scored quickly to even things back up here at Desert View High School. Coach Angel Bracamonte, longtime youth football coach here in Tucson for the Raiders and a couple other teams. He's the offensive line coach here at Desert View. Good friend and great supporter of 520 Sports Talk. So a short kick, and they're going to take it all the way up to about the 35-yard line of the Blue Devils, and that's where they'll start 1st and 10.
Kick is returned by number 21, Oscar Vasquez. Vasquez gets it to the 44-yard line.
Always nice to run into a lot of friends walking up and down the sidelines here. 520 Sports Talk, been around since 2016. We passed our 9-year anniversary working on number 10. So Sunnyside 1st and 10 after giving up that tying touchdown, and once again the Hankies fly before the snap. And the Blue Devils once again guilty of the infraction. That's going to move the ball back to the 29-yard line. So 1st and 15 now for the Blue Devils. Those are those penalties that coaches just cringe at. You know, they're only 5 yards, but it knocks you out of your offensive set. You're ready for a 1st and 10 play, and now you've got to go 1st and 15, and it changes your whole mindset of how to get the 15 yards now to move the chains. Back to pass. He's got good protection to the far side. And a completed pass on the far side. No, incomplete.
Joel Hanson passes incomplete.
Couldn't hang on, so incomplete pass will make it 2nd and 15 now from the 29-yard line for Sunnyside. So Sunnyside, at least early in the first half here, a lot of penalties. And once again, we're in game number 6. That's not something that normally should happen in this far into the season. So 2nd and 15 after the incomplete pass. He's got some pressure. He's going to tuck it under and run, and is caught about the 30-yard line. Just a gain of 1. Junior Garnett and company on the tackle.
Short gain on the play will bring up a 3rd and 14 from the 30-yard line.
So he did gain 1. 3rd and 14 now. Drop straight back. Good protection now. It's starting to break down a little bit. He tucks it under and tucked way back. A fumble on the play. Sunnyside retains possession, but they lost a whole lot of yardage on that one. Boy, the Blue Devils were fortunate to get that fumble. That could have been very bad for Sunnyside and very advantageous for Desert View, but nevertheless, you're looking at a 4th down and a mile. So definitely in a punting situation now for the Blue Devils, as the kicker's going to hit it probably about the 12-yard line. High kick. And it's going to be down to, right on the Jaguar logo, right around the 45-yard line. And that's where the Desert View boys will take over, coming off that touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if they can take the lead on this one. Lots of action here. If you like action football, this is the place to be. So 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line for Desert View. A little quick out pattern. Catches it, takes it inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. And that'll move the chains. 1st down, Jaguars. Once again, can't say enough about that Jaguar passing attack, and the stats bear that out as well. So even formation, 2 split out to the same side. Now you got a man in motion. So you got 3 receivers on the far side, but he goes to the near side, kind of floats it over the top for a completed pass down by the 10-yard line. Let's watch the replay as he floats over to the near side, and just a nice touch pass for Desert View. Vasavilbaso, nice touch on that pass. A lot of times, you have to zing it in there, put some velocity on there, but it takes a really good talent to hit those floating passes, because that's all touch. So another 1st down for the Jaguars. In the 14, they can still get a 1st down without scoring. Quick handoff inside and takes it up the middle for a few yards. Ball is placed just inside the 10-yard line. And it'll be 2nd and short 6, a long 5, however you want to look at it. Glass half full, glass half empty. And a timeout on the field now with 6:59. Desert View wants to talk it over after going 2 possessions and not getting a 1st down, turning the ball over. They want to make sure that everybody's all synced up on the same page, and they got a beautiful opportunity here to take the lead at home. So let's see what Coach Bonias and his staff draw up for this play. At about the 9-yard line. Once again, they need to get to about the 4 for a first down. Gonna roll. Now he's gonna come back to the near side. He's got some running room. Gets a nice head fake and tackled just shy of the goal line. Plenty enough for a first down. Let's watch as he rolled to the far side, came back over to the near side, and just tucked it under at the last minute. He was kind of carrying it like a loaf of bread there for a while. Very dangerous, but just tucked it in to his body once he saw contact coming. So that's going to make it 1st and goal now for Desert View. Vasavilbaso coming in from the sidelines after talking to the offensive coordinator. Let's see what they draw up here. Under center, gives it a tailback out of the eye and just powers forward into the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown, Jaguars. Looked like Abraham again on the touchdown. And Desert View up 13-7 pending the point after.
Number 84, Anthony Rodarte in to attempt the extra point.
Extra point kick is up, and it's good. So at the 6:25 mark in the second quarter, Jaguars go up by a touchdown, 14-7.
It is Sunnyside 7 and Desert View 14.
So Desert View started out a little slow, took a couple chances, they didn't work out. And now with 2 great drives back-to-back, trying to assert their dominance here over their in-district rival, the Blue Devils.
We have some old athletes who are here from the duel in the district of past, so we just want to say thank you.
PA announcers calling this the duel in the district. That's a good name for this game.
Support your school.
Kicks away, and he has to go back to pick it up about the 7-yard line. Tries to come up the middle, still on his feet, and he's going to be stacked up about the 22-yard line, and that's where the offense will take over.
17, Aaron Fontes from the 8-yard line. Looks like about a 10-yard return.
So ball at the 23-yard line on a 15-yard kickoff return.
Ball would be marked at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils.
So Sunnyside now down in the game for the first time. And once again, let's see if they can try to establish that ground game.
Looks like we might have a injury on the field, and we had a sub here.
Out of the eye, the tailback across the 25 over to about the 30 on a nice gain. Just a little off tackle dive. That was Sanchez Jr. on the carry. Junior running back for the Blue Devils.
Second and short from the 32-yard line.
So ball at the 32. They need to get to the 34 for a first down. 2nd and 2 on that nice 8-yard pickup. Once again, under center out of the eye, and the tailback again off the other side off the tackle. And he should have enough for a first down. They got to mark it just shy of the 35-yard line. So I want to thank Desert View High School Coach George Garza for inviting us to do this live stream game. The duel of the district. I like that. So flag on the play on that last one and moves it all the way back to the 22-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 11. So instead of a short yardage they need, now they have to go back and get 11 yards. Little curl in on the dive play and gets up to about the 32-yard line. Excuse me, the 27-yard line. So a gain of about 5 yards on that. It'd be 3rd and 6. They need to get to almost the 34-yard line for a first down. Desert View with another timeout. That's the 2nd of the half. They'll have 1 remaining. So once again, glad you could join us on this Thursday night special edition of high school football. We're being live streamed on Elite Zone Media and also piggybacked on 520 Sports Talk on the Facebook page. So after the timeout, they're going to come back out. It's 3rd and 7 now for the Blue Devils if they want to keep this drive alive. Desert View can put the lights out on this effort with some good defense. Tailback once again, he's not going to get it anywhere close to the first down. And the Blue Devils will have to punt it away again. That's back-to-back possessions that the Desert View defense has held. And you know what? That's really good coaching adjustments, in-game coaching adjustments by the Jaguar coaching staff. Not only on defense, but also coaching that offensive line after they failed on their blocking on 2 4th down plays, turning the ball back over to the Blue Devils. So hats off to the coaching staff of the Jaguars. So Sunnyside back in punt formation. Nice high kick. He's going to let it bounce. It takes a Sunnyside bounce, and he's going to be down right around the 40-yard line. Jaguars will take over 1st and 10. 3:56 left to go till halftime.
The Jaguar will take over. It will be 1st and 10.
So now remember, Sunnyside gets the ball first in the second half. So if you're Desert View, you're going to want to try to steal some points, either 3 points or 7 points, right here at the end of the second quarter. Pad your lead, knowing that you're going to kick the ball away to start the second half. Going long, and is there a flag? No flag. Boy, he was all over him. I thought that was going to be a pass interference, and no flag on the play on an incomplete pass. Once again, if you have any youth football players watching, you have to turn that head, or more times than not, you're going to be whistled for pass interference. Sunnyside fortunate not to get the flag thrown on them on that particular play. So 2nd and 10 from the 41 now for Desert View. Once again, even formation, single back set out of the shotgun. He's going to do a quick out and in and out of the hands. It looked like it might have got tipped on the near side by the Sunnyside cornerback. So all of a sudden, it's 3rd and 10 now for the Jaguars, needing to get a first down. Like we mentioned, you want to be able to steal some points here at the end of the second quarter to take you into halftime, and Sunnyside getting the ball on offense first to start the second half. So let's see what Coach Bonillas is drawing up. He's got plenty of time now. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it under over the 50, down to the 45 and out of bounds. And that's going to be a first down for Desert View on a clutch 3rd down conversion. So very good field vision by the quarterback. Had plenty of time. Good coverage by the secondary of Sunnyside. Saw he had nothing, tucked it in, and all the receivers kept going downfield, drawing their defenders with them, so that gave the quarterback enough yardage to get that first down.
Their outstanding attendance, and we couldn't be more proud of them.
Vasavilbaso, just a great play to pick up that first down for Desert View, keeping the drive alive.
Mrs. Dong, Mrs. Whitmore, and Mr. McCormick and their faculty and staff are doing amazing things at Gallego Intermediate. Go Gatos.
So 1st and 10 from the Sunnyside 45 now for the Jaguars. Trips to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Looks like he's going to go to the near side, another hitch. Oh, and he had 6 points. If he just had caught the ball, he was wide open by 6 steps and wanted to run before he had the ball. That was the same play they ran on the touchdown, just that little hitch and go. And once again, the corner bid on it, and he was wide open but unable to bring the ball in. 2nd and 10. So clock stopping on the incomplete pass, 3:34. Plenty of time for the Jaguars. Bear in mind, they do only have 1 timeout left. Back to pass out. Goes upfield on some soft coverage over the 30, down to about the 27 or 28. There is a flag on the play. Might be a hold. I'm not sure where the flag was thrown. And it is against Desert View, so that's going to back them up.
Looks like the penalty is against the Jaguars.
All the way to midfield. And there was an illegal man downfield, so that's a big penalty. So a huge penalty against Desert View. And now they've got a lot of yardage to make up.
After the penalty, it will be 2nd and 15 from the 50.
So not as bad as I initially thought. 2nd and 15. Ball right at midfield. Trips to the far side. He's back to pass. In the pocket, steps up. Now he runs over the 40 to the 35 and slides down about the 33-yard line. So a 17-yard pickup. And that's going to be enough for a first down for Desert View as they move the chains.
What number is he, 10?
So once again, the quarterback tucks it under and has the wherewithal to get the slide after the line to gain. So very heads-up play by Vasavilbaso. Here comes the Sunnyside rush. It's going to go downfield. Caught and still on his feet, knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. So Anthony Rodarte climbs the ladder and brings down that catch. And Jaguars in business, 1st and goal now. They're going to mark it about the 9-yard line. Five 5-0 Jaguars, 4-1 Blue Devils, and a good game here, the duel of the district. This would be huge if Desert View can convert this into points going into halftime. Just off tackle and zigzagging in and finds a way in to the end zone for the touchdown, Jaguars. So watch how he just jitterbugs his way over, keeps his legs going, and into the end zone on the replay. So Desert View sets out to what they wanted. They stole those points. And now up 20-7, pending the point after.
In to attempt the extra point, number 84, Anthony Saavedra.
High snap. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with a minute 58 left to go in the first half, Desert View extends its lead to 21-7 over the Blue Devils. That was such a key drive by Desert View, not only to use the clock, take a lot of time off the clock, but also to get that extra touchdown. Had they just gone 14-7 into halftime, and like we said, Sunnyside with the first possession of the second half, they could have taken it down and tied it up before Desert View even got their hands on the football in the third quarter. So very, very big touchdown for the Jaguars. Takes it about the 4-yard line. Up the middle's got some room. And a big tackle as the flags go flying. As you see on the replay, takes it right up the gut. And just a big hit there, just shy of the 35-yard line. And let's see what that's all about.
Remember not to go anywhere. We have a great halftime plan for you. We will have 2 performances. First, our cheerleaders, and then the band. So don't go anywhere because the action is just getting started.
So that penalty is going to be against Sunnyside.
After the penalty, the ball is marked as
so they take it all the way back to the 22-yard line. So that was a 15-yard penalty. I'm assuming probably some unsportsmanlike conduct. And the Blue Devils had great field position, and now they're going to work from their own 22-yard line, 1st and 10. Out of the I formation, stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, and he's not got much room to operate on that one. So Duarte just trying to take it up the gut. And no gain, it'll be 2nd and 10. And once again, a late flag. Probably some extracurricular activities. And let's see who's the guilty party. So once again, Sunnyside shooting itself in the foot with a sportsmanlike conduct play. That's a 15-yard penalty there outside the 20-yard line, so it's not half the distance, it's the full 15. And that'll place the ball right about the 5-yard line.
After the penalty, ball is moved to the 11-yard line.
Let's make that at the 11-yard line.
2nd and 20.
So 2nd and 20 now as the Blue Devils come out of their huddle. Scrambling around and gets caught in the backfield.
Brought down in the backfield by number 3, Junior Garnett.
So Garnett with a tackle in the backfield, loss of about 1. And Desert View using their last timeout here. 3rd and 20, and Coach Bonillas is thinking, hey, maybe we can get some more points here with $1:23 left to go, but now with no timeout, so they're going to have to use the sidelines to stop the clock. But that's if Sunnyside does not convert. It's going to be 3rd and 20 from the 11-yard line.
We want to give a big thank you to Carlos Ruth and his DV Sports Medicine Club, which provides student athletic trainers for all Jaguar sporting events. Thank you, Mr. Rue and our DV Sports Med Club, for your dedication to the health and success of our Jaguar athletic team.
So don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll go over the action of the first half, a little analysis, and see what kind of adjustments each team is going to make heading into the second half of this ball game. The duel of the district. Scrambling around, he's going to go deep to the middle of the field and incomplete. Is there?
Intended for number 24, Gio Leyva. Passes incomplete. There is a flag.
There is a flag on the play. The Desert View bench is not happy, thinking that it possibly could be a pass interference call. That would be a big break for the Blue Devils. Now, bear in mind, in high school, it's a 15-yard penalty. It's not like the NFL where it's where the flag was thrown.
After the penalty, the ball will be marked at the 25-yard line.
So they're going to mark it at the 25-yard line, still short of the first down. It's going to be about 3rd and 7 now for the Blue Devils. So that flag didn't sting as much as it probably could. And the Blue Devils still have a big 3rd down to convert if they want to keep the ball. Minute 18 to go on the clock. Back to pass. He's going to tuck it under, go to the far side. Spins, and he's going to be tackled. And the ball comes loose. And Desert View says they have it. Let's see what happened. More flags fly.
There are multiple flags on the plate. And we'll get it squared away here.
So let's see what happens. Desert View saying they have the ball.
Initial call on the field is the fumble is recovered by the Jaguars.
So the initial call is a fumble. Jaguars come up with a possession. Now let's talk about these flags on the field. There were several flags thrown. It's going to be holding on Sunnyside. It's going to be declined, of course, because of the change of possessions. And Desert View, once again, in business here, just outside the 20 at the 22-yard line, 32-yard line, and wanting more to maybe kill the spirit of the Blue Devils going into halftime. Let's see if they go for a quick strike in the end zone or they use the last minute 7 of the first half. Trips to the near side. He's going to roll that way. Good protection. Now he's going to go back there the middle on a flag pattern. And incomplete. Had a chance. And like I said, they went for it all on that first play. So now they'll come back and regroup 2nd and 10. 1 minute left on the clock. That play didn't take that many seconds. Once again, Desert View out of timeouts. So the fortunate part of that play, if you want to call it that, they didn't get the touchdown, but they didn't get a lot of time off the clock and still have a minute left. So 2nd and 10 from the 32. Once again, 3 receivers to the near side. And he's going to go to the corner. Touchdown, Jaguars. Oh, is it intercepted? Looks like the receiver had it and the defensive back took it right away. So interception in the end zone is what they're initially calling. And let's see if his foot touched with the possession of the offense. Now they're saying incomplete. I don't know how they're coming to that conclusion because the Sunnyside player came up with the ball prior to it hitting the ground. But they both had possessions initially going up. And once again, Desert View dodges a bullet. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 now from the 32-yard line. So 49 seconds left in this one. 3rd down. They need to be able to move the sticks. He's getting flushed out of the pocket to the near side. Still wants to throw it. And it looks like they're probably going to be called for a holding penalty. And if that's what it is, Sunnyside will decline that, bringing up a 4th down.
Take a moment to recognize some very special guests joining us tonight. Some members from our Sunnyside Unified School District Governing Board. Please join us in thanking Board President Becky Quintero, Board Clerk Ted Rodriguez, members Edgar Bustamante, Consuelo Hernandez, and Robert Jaramillo for being here tonight. Thank you for your support.
Don't forget the Bianchi's Italian halftime report coming up right after the second quarter is finished. 42 seconds left. So Desert View, 4th and 10. They're going to go for it. Back to pass. Gets a late pass up, complete. Trying to fight. And Vasavilbaso's pass is complete around the 21-yard line.
Anthony
Rodarte with the reception. And is that going to be enough for a 1st down? Flags are flying. Apparently,
there is a flag on the play.
they did move the chain, so he got the yardage he needed for the 1st down, but flag before the snap. So once again, Sunnyside penalized on the play. And that'll move the ball to the 10-yard line, at the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. They can get a first down. Once again, a flag. It's going to be a holding call on Desert View as the pass is completed.
Pass is complete. However, there were multiple flags.
So I think they're going to call that one back if I'm not wrong on that. Usually that type of flag in that area dictates a holding call.
Penalty is against the Jaguars, holding.
And that has been confirmed. So that'll back them up 10 and put them at the 21-yard line now. And a 1st and 20. Ten seconds left, so they're going to have to take a shot into the end zone. Trips to the far side of the field. And down he goes. And that's going to be the end of the first half.
That will be the final play of the first half.
So after 24 minutes here on Thursday Night Football, Desert View on top 21-7 over their in-district rivals, the Sunnyside Blue Devils, in the duel of the district. Don't forget to stay tuned for the Bianchi's Italian halftime report.
And then the band, so don't go anywhere.
Okay, so the teams leaving the field, heading to their respective locker rooms. Welcome to the Bianchi's Italian halftime report, brought to you by Bianchi's Italian on the corner of Speedway and Silverbell. Been serving the best pizzas and pastas since 1978. So in that first half, the first quarter started off kind of slow. Penalties a lot in the first quarter, mostly on Sunnyside, but Desert View also had their share of penalties in that opening quarter. Sunnyside struck first, though, on a beautiful pass and went up quickly 7-0. Desert View got the ball first as a result of losing the coin toss and went on 4th down, their first 2 possessions, coming up empty and turning the ball over back to the Blue Devils on downs. And the second time, the Blue Devils made them pay for it with that touchdown pass. Then after that, in the second quarter, it was all Jaguars as they put up 21 unanswered points on some Blue Devil miscues and also turnovers. So they made the most of getting the possessions back in the second quarter, and that was a result of, as we mentioned, some in-game adjustments by the coaching staff of Desert View, getting the offensive line to block better, pushing guys off the ball, but also the defense played a big part in that first half, stopping the Sunnyside offense time after time after that initial touchdown. So the cheerleaders for Desert View putting on the halftime show, and they'll be joined by the Jaguar band shortly. So going into the second half, Sunnyside's going to get the ball first, and that's the best thing, the best scenario they could have, down by 2 touchdowns. If you're Sunnyside, though, and you are Coach Romack, you're going to have to do something to move the ball down the field. Their offense, after that initial pass play, and it kind of surprised the defensive backs of Desert View. The defense locked down on the Jaguars and stopped the Blue Devils time and time again. But what basically killed Sunnyside on each of their possessions were those nagging penalties that dropped them into 1st and 15, 1st and 20. And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, that takes about half your playbook away from you and causes you to go into an uncomfortable situation that normally is not there if you're just having to get 10 yards line to gain to move the chains. So if you're Desert View, you want to keep doing what you're doing. That pass attack is working well. He is getting pretty good protection, although he has that scrambling ability when the protection does break down. I'm sure now with the two touchdown lead that they also Desert View might go to more of a ground game to shorten the game. They've got they've got the great running back. Jaylee Abraham, ranked 15th nationally for running back, so he's the real deal. And they may just use him as the workhorse, keep the ball on the ground as long as they're getting yardage and first downs, keep that clock running, and shorten the game, not giving Sunnyside the amount of offensive possessions that they would like. So once again, we want to thank Bianchi's Italian, the corner of Speedway and Silverbell, for our halftime report sponsorship. They're serving the best pizzas and pastas since 1978. If you have not gone there, you're missing out. We have plenty of shows at Bianchi's for 520 Sports Talk, and just a great place to eat. So the cheerleaders wrapping up their routine to the delight of the home field crowd. And we're getting prepared for the band now, for the Desert View Jaguar Band.
To the field, your 2025 Pride of the Jaguars Marching Band. The Pride of the Jaguars Marching Band is under the direction of University of Arizona Fred Prost School of Music alum Mr. Andrew Davidson. Professional staff include Omer Einsack, Jason Allen, Ira Anderson, Israel Duran, Anthony Espiricueta, Andres Leon, and Orozco, Zaira Ortiz, Brooke Taylor, and Matthew Wagner. The Pride of the Jaguars will be performing selections from their halftime show titled Outbreak, with select pieces including Ghost Town by the Specials, Zombie by the Cranberries, and If and When We Rise by Streetlight Manifesto. The band section of the week goes to the Flutes. Band Rookie of the Week goes to Taryn Webner. Congratulations and keep up the great work. The Pride of the Jaguars would like to thank the DBHS Band Boosters for their dedication and support. To learn more, visit the website www.dbhsbandbooster.org or follow them on social media. Drum majors, Andrick Yasso and Anthony Martinez, is your band ready?
So a great performance by the Jaguar band at halftime. And we're just under around 5 minutes to go till the second half kickoff as the Blue Devils come out of the locker room and take the field, waiting on the Jaguars. Once again, 520 Sports Talk, Bill McCullough, Ray Tapia here at Desert View High School on Tucson South Side. The duel of the district tonight on a Thursday night, and we'll follow that up tomorrow night out in Vail for when the Micah Mountain Thunderbolts host the Douglas Bulldogs. And thank you for the birthday wishes. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that, especially for an old guy like myself. Funny story, I actually had this week kind of blocked off from anything, going to go up north to Pine Top, and then all of a sudden everything came in. I was thinking they wanted me to do the replay of the Rincon Douglas football game, which was rained out in Douglas last Friday night, but AIA rules prohibit playing more than one game in a week. So that was scratched. And then last night we got permission from Cool FM Live to live stream the Mexican Baseball Fiesta game in Douglas, Arizona at the Copper King Stadium on the campus of Douglas High School. And that was a great game with Ciudad Obregón coming back and taking a 4-3 victory, basically snatching victory from the jaws of defeat because they were behind or tied the entire game until the bottom of the 8th inning. That game, if you didn't catch it, you can catch the replay on the 520 Sports Talk page. Tonight, a odd Thursday night game, once again, probably because of the referee shortage in the AIA this season. Pits Desert View against Sunnyside, the two district schools going up against each other. Like we said, family versus family, and just a lot of bragging rights on the line. We've got 24 minutes of football left, and that he's mentioned before, tomorrow night in Vail for Micah Mountain in hosting Douglas. And then Friday and Saturdays, stay with 520 Sports Talk. We'll be out at Keno Stadium for the last 2 days of the Mexican Baseball Fiesta. And I'll tell you, if you've never been to one of those, the experience is worth the price of admission right there. It's crazy. Those of you who are Sugar Skulls fans, you can kind of relate. They play music all the way until the pitcher almost lets go of the ball, just like at the Sugar Skulls game where they play music until the snap of the football. Very festive atmosphere, a little different than you would find in a major league game up here in the United States, but still a lot of good talent in the Mexican Baseball League. Last night, we featured one of the former Buena Colts from Sierra Vista, who plays now for Hermosillo, and he actually got the game going with just a rocket line drive home run over the right field wall last night to put the Hermosillo team up 1-0. So get out to Keno if you have an opportunity and check out the best of the best south of the border. Lots of food trucks there, lots of great things to do, entertainment in between the innings, and just a lot of people who just come for the scenery. A lot of people walking up and down the concourse and just staying busy, people watching. But it's one of the bigger events in Tucson, the Mexican Baseball Fiesta, the Arizona Bowl, and the Gem and Mineral Show in February, along with the Tucson Rodeo.
Day, which means there is no school for students, and next week is fall break. So we are finishing up this week.
So
strong.
Desert View wants to come out, take this one away, and go into their fall break with a win. And let's see if Sunnyside has something to say about that. 21-7 here at halftime. Still awaiting the Jaguar football team to come out of their locker room. About 3 minutes to go until the second half kickoff. And here come the Jaguars. if you happen to be wondering around about the rankings, just the Tucson schools, Desert View is ranked 6th. Sunnyside is ranked 9th. And that's among the Tucson schools. Among the 5A, Division 5A Arizona schools, Desert View is 19th. And Sunnyside is 25th. So Desert View opened up the season with a convincing 38-15 win over Sunrise Mountain in Peoria. So they took it away from the home team, came back as their home opener and throttled Saguaro 45-7, and then went back and hosted Camelback, beating them 38-15. And then last week against Marana Mountain View, just crushed them 54-26. Followed that up with a 37-0 shutout over Maricopa. So they played some quality teams in the first half of the season, and their ranking is legit. Sunnyside opened the season with a 27-16 win over Vista Grande from Casa Grande, and that was up in Casa Grande. Came back home and beat Pueblo 40-12 and stayed at home the next week against Campo Verde out of Gilbert, losing 38-12. That's their lone loss of the season. They had a tight one at home against Micah Mountain, which you'll see tomorrow, beating Micah Mountain 14-10, and then shutting out undermanned Nogales team on the road 40-0. And here they are tonight now behind 21-7. So I did see some comments of, did Desert View played anybody? Desert View is legit. They played 3 Phoenix teams that are also very good, and they've taken care of business to go 5-0. Got a little bit of a slow start tonight, but they turned it on in the second half. It was all Desert View second quarter. There was all Desert View in the second quarter with 21 unanswered points. So let's see if they get Jaylee Abraham, the all-everything running back, involved in the offense more in the second half, like we mentioned on the halftime report. Maybe try to shorten the game up a little bit, use that ground game, ground and pound. As long as you're moving the chains, that's going to work to your advantage and give Sunnyside less offensive opportunities. But the Blue Devils are going to get the ball first here, and we're ready to go. And we're underway here in the second half. Blue Devils about the 10-yard line, tries to take it up the far sideline on a short return. About 10 yards, it'll put it about the 20-yard line.
So to start the second half, the Blue Devils will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line.
So marked it at the 22-yard line, 1st and 10 for Sunnyside. On some of the other comments, you can't compare Phoenix to Tucson. That's like comparing the NFL to college. That's not a good comparison. That's an apple and orange. So two teams in Tucson that would vie for the open division are Sal Point and Marana.
Fontes gets the handoff and runs into a wall.
So not much on the first down on a dive play.
Maybe 2 yards.
Got a couple of yards, be 2nd and 8.
From the 29.
So let's see what kind of adjustments that Coach Romack made in the Sunnyside locker room as they look at a 2nd and 8 now. And whistles blow before the snap.
Flag on the play.
Still waiting on the call from the umpire or the referee, looking for the guy in the white hat. And once again, Blue Devils killing themselves on penalties. With a motion penalty, will set them back 5 yards. And 2nd and 13 now from the 18-yard line. So both teams play in the 5A Southern Division. And Sunnyside now with a few yards to make up, changing the formation. And just a direct snap on a Wildcat play and dives ahead, only got a few yards. So Sanchez on the play.
Back to the original line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the 23.
So got up to the 23, so did a little better than we thought initially. And 3rd down now for the Blue Devils. Just a quick pitch to the outside. He tried to cut it back inside. That middle linebacker filled that gap nicely and held him for a short gain, well short of the 1st down.
Into punt for the Blue Devils, number 8.
So right off the rip on the first possession of the second half, Sunnyside's going to have to kick it away on a 3 and out. And good defense by the Jaguars. Punts away, a high punt. He's going to drive him back a few yards, takes it at the 40-yard line, kind of stutter steps, and the coverage catches up to him. He'll only get a couple yards on the return.
At about the 40-yard line, picks up a couple yards.
So the Jaguars will get their first crack on offense here in the 3rd quarter from their own 42-yard line. And once again, another short field for Desert View. And that was all because of the defensive play and the penalties as well on that first possession by the Blue Devils. So Desert View, let's see what kind of adjustments they made. Like we said, are they going to involve their running back, Jaylee Abraham, or are they going to continue to attack through the air? Abraham on a spin and stacked up with a short gain to about the 45-yard line. Gain of 2 or 3. Let's see where they mark it. It's going to mark it at the 44-yard line, so very short gain. Be 2nd and a long 8 of 9 yards. First quarter of the 3rd quarter already gone in under 9 minutes, 8:45 and counting. Going back to pass, he's got good protection, dumps it underneath to the tight end. And he gets tackled just shy of the 50-yard line. Gain of about 5.
Picks up 4 yards on the plate. 3rd and 6.
So just a reminder, we'll step down to 4A football tomorrow with the defending state champion Micah Mountain Thunderbolts hosting the Douglas Bulldogs. Douglas's lone defeat was in the opening week on a game we covered at 520 Sports Talk, or no, at Cool FM against Flowing Wells. Flowing Wells undefeated. So a lot of movement and a lot of flags.
Penalty against the Blue Devils, offside.
And once again, goes against Sunnyside, the encroachment in the neutral zone. So Ray and I did that Douglas Flowing Wells game. Flowing Wells 5-0. But they started out 5-0, I believe, last year and then tanked it in the second half. So it'll be interesting to see how the Caballeros do in the second half of the season. And they'll be playing tomorrow night. So Sunnyside, a lot of penalties. I'm sure that's probably something they're going to work on in the coming week after the break, going into their next game. Hits the outside. He may be gone. One man to beat. Stutter step and steps out of bounds. But Abraham with a great run and plenty of yards for the first down. That'll move the sticks. And you can see his talent on that replay.
6-yard line, 1st and 10, Jaguars.
So Jaguars moving the ball right out of the locker room. And they score here, and it's going to be a big hole for Sunnyside to dig themselves out of. Okay. He's going to pass to the corner. He's got a man wide open and driven out of bounds.
Vasavilbaso's pass complete to Anthony Rodarte.
Anthony Rodarte with a nice catch on the far sidelines and another first down.
Ball will be marked at the 9-yard line.
All the way down to the 9-yard line. So first and goal from the 9. And Desert View knocking at the door again. Kind of a delayed handoff up the middle, and he squirts through into the end zone for another Jaguar touchdown.
9-yard touchdown run from number 5, Jaylee Abraham.
Jaylee Abraham, 9 yards to pay dirt. And like we said during the halftime analysis, they're definitely getting him involved in the second half. And we're down to under 6.5 minutes, 6:29 left to go here in the third quarter as the Jaguars go up 27-7 pending the extra point. Oh, it's going to be a fake, and he's going to throw into the end zone. Jump ball, and falls harmlessly to the turf, but a flag on the field. And let's see who this is against. So a bad snap caused them to go for 2, and we'll check out the flag here momentarily. So it appears to be against Sunnyside. And that'll move the ball about 1.5 yards from the 3 to about the 1.5 yard line. And let's see if they just try to go for 2 straight up here.
And it looks like play will stand with an incomplete 2-point.
So they pick up the flag, and the play will stand with the incomplete pass. So the score remains 27-7 in favor of the Jaguars here at Desert View High School, the duel of the district.
Is brought to you by the Jaguar Yearbook Crew, DVHS Photography. Mr. Curtis Dutiel and his crew of students.
After the game's over, we'll have the Jet Sports Training wrap-up show. So stay tuned for that at the conclusion of the game.
If you look at the video board and you're not following them on Instagram, make sure to do so now. There are already pictures from tonight's game, and we just want to, again, shout out Mr. Dutiel.
Desert View kicks the ball away. Fielded about the 10-yard line for Sunnyside, up the far sideline, tries to go back through the middle, still on his feet, and is tackled close to the 30-yard line. And the Blue Devils will take over on offense.
Blue Devil return
6:22 left to go here in the third quarter, 27-7.
First and 10 for the Blue Devils.
And if you're looking at body language, I mean, look at the Blue Devils. They're walking back to their huddle. No pep in their step. On the other side of the ball, with all the momentum, are the Desert View Jaguars. And let's see if the defense can hold once again. Sunnyside, 1st and 10 at the 30. Handoff up the middle, still going, and a nice tough run between the tackles.
Number 17, Aaron Fontes Jr. for the
So Aaron Fontes with a nice inside run.
We'll bring up a 2nd and 2.
So 8 yards on the carry, 2nd and 2 for the Blue Devils. So out of the shotgun, he's going to hand off to the near side, and he doesn't get very much at all on the big, good penetration by that defensive tackle at Desert View.
Met him in the backfield.
Garnett with the tackle.
No gain on the play, but 3rd and 2 from the 38.
So we're looking at a 3rd and 2 now for Sunnyside. Still very, very manageable. Sometimes when you have a 2nd and 2, as there was no gain on that last play, sometimes you kind of want to air it out and see what you can get downfield. But Sunnyside playing conservative and keeping it on the ground. Although the clock continues to run under 5 minutes now. And the Blue Devils, 3rd and 2 from the 38-yard line. Need to get to the 40-yard line. And they're not going to get it as the running back stacked up by the defensive line of the Jaguars. Fontes on the carry. And just nice penetration. Stood up those offensive linemen. And the linebackers came to finish it up. So Sunnyside now looking at a 4th and 2 at their own 38-yard line. I would be mildly surprised if they went for it down by 20 points. If they don't make it, once again, Desert View with a short field to work with. And it looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 2 here for the Blue Devils. Inside handoff, and he gets the first down on some nice tough running. So Duarte calls his own number and gets up to about the 45, enough for the first down for Sunnyside. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils as they get a new set of downs on that key 4th down conversion. Desert View showing blitz. And once again, movement on the line. I think the offensive line jumped. And once again, it's going to go against Sunnyside. So not only are they not being consistent on offense, they're putting themselves in worse position with these flags, even the 5-yarders. Once again, we said that takes a lot out of your playbook when you're not going 1st and 10, you're going 1st and 15. So, and you're not moving the ball with consistency. So ball now on the 40-yard line. And they need to get to the Desert View 45 for a first down. Back to pass. He's going to go to the near side and overthrows his receiver. He's going for the tight end on the near side. Intended for number 84. I don't show him on my roster. So a penalty and an incomplete pass. Second and 15. Once again, an inside handoff, and right up the middle, he goes rumbling. Close to midfield on a nice, once again, a nice inside run.
Gets past the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 2nd and 8 from the 48.
They like our view. Ask the audience if they like our view.
So those of you out there, we're glad you could join us tonight. How do you like this view? We're shooting down from a boomstick with our camera on it. The only ones in Tucson that do this, and I think it gives a really good view on it and a good perspective on how the play develops. Back to pass. He's going to go down the middle, and a completed pass all the way down near the 30-yard line. Another first down for the Blue Devils as they're starting to click on offense.
The game gets them to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 now at the 30-yard line for the Blue Devils, needing something on the board to get back in this game. Minute 20 and counting left here in the third quarter. Throws it to the downfield and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. He checked off. It looked like he was going to throw a little pass in the flat and then drew his arm back through downfield and in and out of the hands of the receiver. That was a very catchable ball. So 2nd down now, and 10 from the 30. Once again, delayed handoff takes it right up the middle again. That's where they're having a lot of success on the run game. Gets inside the 25-yard line.
Aaron Fontes with the carry again on the tackle.
So ball mark just inside the 25-yard line. They need to get to the 20, so 3rd and a long 4. Desert View in their 4-3 defense. And once again, penalty on the play prior to the snap. And most likely is going to go against the Blue Devils. No, offsides against Desert View, an encroachment penalty. So that should give them an automatic first down.
Also, the penalty is a first down for the Blue Devils. Ball will be marked at the 19-yard line.
So now inside the 20-yard line at the 19 as the Blue Devil drive continues. Taking a lot of time off the clock, down to about 14 seconds. Let's see if they even get this play off. So 4 seconds left. And they do not get the play off. And that's the end of the third quarter with our score. The Desert View Jaguars 27, the Sunnyside Blue Devils 7. Don't go away. 12 more minutes of football coming up. And Sunnyside on the move. I'd like to thank our three sponsors, our game time sponsors tonight once again. You'll see Jet Sports Training on the postgame show, Bianchi's Italian, and also Jim Click Ford. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Obviously, we wouldn't be doing this without your assistance. So one of the things about 520 Sports Talk that we're very proud of is all of our sponsors are locally owned Tucson area and Pima County businesses. And so remember, when you're out looking for services or a place to eat or a realtor, mortgage company, landscaping, always go local before you go national. So after three quarters, 27-7. So a lone touchdown by the Jaguars in the whole third quarter. So changing the field down to the south end zone. Straight ahead on the dive play. Minimal gain. Looks like he got a couple of yards. And once again, whistles blow before the snap.
Flag on the plate. Looks like a penalty against the
And looks like it's going to be a false start against the Blue Devils. That'll back them up to about the 24-yard line.
They got lucky.
In reference to the comment on the Sunnyside Micah game, that was, I think, a little bit of luck came into that game. Ray did that game. I was not at that game, but he's telling me there was some luck involved in that one. We're going to see Micah Mountain tomorrow. Scrambling and trying to get out, and he goes up the middle to keep from getting tackled in the backfield. And as Sunnyside was moving along effectively, now down in the red zone and kind of bogging down.
Picked up an injury on the play.
And there is a player down on the field, although he does pop up. Looks like an ankle injury, but he is able to get off the field under his own power. So ball at the 22-yard line now. So lots of sports to end out the weekend. We're here tonight, tomorrow night in Vail with the defending 4A champion Micah Mountain Thunderbolts taking on the Douglas Bulldogs, and then the Mexican Baseball Fiesta to wrap it up on Saturday and Sunday. Nowhere to go, kind of a broken play, and didn't fool Desert View as they tackle him back near the 30-yard line. And the wheels falling off for Sunnyside here on this drive. So that's going to be a fourth down in the fourth quarter, down by 20. I really don't have no choice but to go for it. 3 points is not going to do any good at this point.
Duarte returns back at QB for the Blue Devils.
So Duarte back in at quarterbacks. He drops back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Gets it off over the middle and intercepted by Desert View.
Duarte's pass.
And that was all Duarte, not going through a progression. He locked onto that receiver, as you can see on the replay. And that's a dream play for a defensive back when you don't look anybody off. And coming up with the pick was the Desert View Jaguars. Looks like there is a flag on the field. Let's see what that's about. Don't forget, if you have not gotten your Arizona Bowl kickoff luncheon tickets, they are going fast, as it is, I believe, the 18th of this month. A special guest will be Brian Urlacher, former New Mexico Lobo and Hall of Famer from the Chicago Bears. And interestingly enough, this is the last year for the contract for the Mid-American Conference versus the Mountain West Conference for the Arizona Bowl. So there'll be some jockeying around and see what they can come up for next year. I know initially they're thinking possibly keeping the Mountain West Conference. They've been a good conference to have, bringing a lot of fans to Tucson, but also possibly the new Pac-12 conference might be involved. And as those of you who follow football, there are a number of former Mountain West football teams in the new Pac-12. But we'll have to wait to see till next year, or at least on the offseason. Down the sidelines and pushed out of bounds right around the 45-yard line on that completed pass.
Injured Sunnyside player on the field.
And Sunnyside with a player down on the turf. And Desert View just asserting their dominance here all the way from the second quarter through the third quarter, even though they only scored one touchdown. That stalwart defense did not allow Sunnyside any points on the board. And we've got under 10 minutes now left to go in the ball game.
Against the Jaguars.
And the Jaguars are going to be assessed a holding penalty. So that will negate the completion.
These guys have been working hard tonight, but again, we want to give a shout out to tonight's officials: Lee Tompkins, Ryan Barnett, Francisco Ruelas Jr., Brian Kaiser, and referee Kirby Boldnow. Thank you so much. You guys are doing a great job.
So the Sunnyside comes back out on the field. And Desert View assessed that holding penalty, backs them up 10 yards.
So after the penalty, the ball will be marked at the 29-yard line.
So all the way back to the 29-yard line for the Jaguars. And 19 yards to go. Goes to the far side, dumps it off underneath. Trying to weave his way in between tacklers. And Jaylee Abraham coming out of the backfield to take that swing pass.
About 10 yards on the plate.
And got about half of got the penalty back and puts them in decent possession going into second down. Clock running, and Desert View in no hurry to snap the ball. 8:45 and counting. Got a wide open man up the middle. Caught still on his feet and tackled near the Sunnyside 40-yard line. No flags on the field. Wide open. Just split the zone on that. And nice job to get yards after the catch. All the way down, like we said, to the Sunnyside 40-yard line. First down. So Desert View on the move. Throws downfield once again, wide open in the middle, that cuts back. Going for the end zone and tackled inside the 5-yard line. First down and goal for the Jaguars. Anthony Rodarte on a nice catch and run. And Desert View knocking at the door once again. Inside handoff to Abraham. He's going to scoop to the outside and waltz into the end zone for another touchdown, putting the Jaguars up 33-7 with 7:51 remaining in this one. So talking to the Jaguar coaches during the week, they wanted to make a statement in this game for obvious reasons. You're playing your arch rival. You get bragging rights for the whole year. It's family versus family. And they wanted to keep that record unblemished, 5-0 entering the game. Going to go for two, and he's wide open in the back of the end zone. Easy pitch and catch on that one. Successful conversion, and that makes the score the Jaguars 35, the Blue Devils 7. I don't know about that one, Ray. That's kind of rubbing salt in the wound, I think. You know, it is a rivalry game, but you always got to play next year, and those kind of things stick in the minds of the opposing coaches. So things well in hand for the Desert View Jaguars here with 7:51 left. Up 35-7. Chanting, "Who's your daddy?" in the back. And like we said, this is a heated rivalry. I mean, even though, you know, everybody knows each other, they do not like each other. They have always been rivals since Desert View came on the scene. Sunnyside, one of the original Tucson high schools. And on that kickoff, a flag on the play.
Looks like multiple flags on the play.
So more than one flag. Let's see if they're going to be offsetting or what the deal is. So Desert View did exactly what we thought they would do coming out of the second half. Keeping the ball on the ground, featuring Jaylee Abraham. And more importantly, keeping that clock rolling. 7:44 left in this one. And the penalty against Desert View. Looks like a holding penalty, and that's going to back them up to the Sunnyside 41-yard line, make that. Fonte's on the carry and met by a host of tacklers. Ball sitting right at midfield now.
Second and 1 from the 50-yard line.
So a 9-yard gain on that one. And that'll bring up second and 1. Let's see if they take a shot down the field. And just a simple dive play at the middle, but it looks like he's short. And was there a fumble on the play? There was. And Desert View once again gets the turnover right around midfield. Right at the 48. Now, when you have a back like Abraham, to be honest with you, Sunnyside may not even see the ball again this game. I'm sure Abraham's going to be a big part of this next offensive series. Sunnyside can stop the clock 3 times, but they're down by 4 touchdowns, so that's probably not going to happen. Once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the game tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow. That game will also be on 520 Sports Talk in conjunction with Elite Zone Media. So 1st and 10 after the turnover for the Jaguars, and they're going to go right to the air. And a complete pass about the 36-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. So Desert View kind of trying to make a statement here. Instead of just keeping it on the ground using the clock, they're going right for the jugular. And they want to win this one going away, it appears. Clock continues to run. 6:20 and counting. Once again, empty backfield, back to pass. He's going downfield, got a man open, intercepted by the Blue Devils. Up the far sideline, still on his feet, and knocked out of bounds. Shy of the 50-yard line. You can see the free safety just playing center field on that. Waited for it. The ball had a little bit too much air under it, and he came up for the big interception to snuff out that drive and save a little bit of pride for the Blue Devils as they go back on offense. So Sunnyside with 6:09 left to work in this one. Let's see if they can get that second touchdown.
After the turnover, it will be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils from the 50.
So ball right at midfield, 1st and 10, Sunnyside. Stacked up on a run up the middle. Minimal gain, maybe a yard or two.
Met immediately by Greg McKinstry.
So Blue Devils come back up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 8 after that 2-yard gain. Going to swing it out to the far side, incomplete, in and out of the hands. Gio Leyva was the intended receiver and just couldn't bring it down. So 3rd and 8 now for the Blue Devils. Just inside Jaguar territory at the 48. Back to pass, got good protection, steps in the pocket, lets it go. And I don't know if his arm was hit on that one. Let's check out the replay. And no, his arm was not hit, just an inaccurate pass. And once again, a 4th down for Sunnyside, 8 yards to go. And the offense obviously staying on the field.
After the incompletion, it will bring up a 4th down for the Blue Devils, 4th and 8.
So if you're still wondering about football, maybe on Saturday under the host of games that'll be on TV, Arizona hosts Oklahoma State at the stadium, and Arizona State on their bye week this week after starting out with 5-1 record. Back to pass, he's going to throw late down the sideline, jump ball, and a completed pass. And once again, there's a yellow hanky on the field. He started to scramble. I'm not sure if it may be an ineligible man downfield or a holding call. I didn't really see anything on the Desert View side that would cause the penalty. And once again, the penalty is a hold against Sunnyside.
Penalty moves them back 10 yards.
So Sunnyside back inside their own territory now.
To the 42-yard line.
Ball at the 42. And fourth down and a lot of yards to go if they want to keep the ball. 5:04 left on the clock. And a quick kick by the Blue Devils, trying to pin the Jaguars down deep, and a nice kick that's going to be down
Ryan Vasavilbaso with the quick kick.
Around the maybe 10-yard line, it looks like. 15-yard line. So he just took the direct snap and quick kicked it away. And now 4:54 left to go. And this will be interesting, Ray, to see if they continue to put points on the board and keep their foot on the neck of Sunnyside, or they just call off the dogs and take the 35-7 win. So first down at the 15 for the Jaguars. Outside run, he's going to be caught as the defensive end stayed at home and strung out the play, and help from the linebackers to clean it up. So that was one of the few times Abraham's carried the ball that he's lost yardage. Kid's got a bright future and got a few more years to play as well. So 2nd and 10 now after excuse me, 2nd and 13. Quick flanker screen. Thought he was going to break the initial tackle, and then the pursuit caught up with him.
Number 15, Andrew Godoy's pass is complete to number 2, Anthony Rodarte.
So Rodarte on the reception.
Andrew Godoy, I believe he's the backup QB. He's really good too.
So Andrew Godoy in the game now, sophomore backup quarterback for the Jaguars. And it looks like the blitzer on the near side maybe jumped the line. I didn't see a flag as he just throws the ball away.
Complete out of bounds there, the flag on the play.
I think that if you saw the replay, if you look at the replay, the near side defensive end appeared to jump off sides. Still awaiting the call from the referee. And Desert View calls a timeout, appears. Maybe not. Just doing mass substitutions. Probably getting in some of the reserves and JV guys for the last 3:06 of this one. Game well in hand, 35-7. Anytime you can get your backup some real game time experience, it'll always help going down the road. You never know when an injury might pop up. And blocked on the punt. And it'll be Sunnyside ball. Now where it's marked is still up in question. So nice penetration on the special teams for Sunnyside. And looks like it's going to be first and goal Blue Devils. So trying to salvage a little pride here with the last 3 minutes of the game. Coming up big with a blocked punt. Quarterback calls his own number, tries to go over the right tackle, stacked up at the line. Did he get in? Not quite. So Duarte trying to wiggle his way into the end zone, comes up a little short. That'll bring up second and goal now. Looks like the ball's marked about the 3-yard line. That's at the far end of the field.
I can't put a camera on. Who is met immediately in the backfield by number 32.
So once again, coming up short on that play. And now third down and goal. As that big defensive line for Desert View denies the Sunnyside touchdown. I think on this play, you got to roll Duarte out and give him an option whether to pass or run the ball. Because they're not getting anything inside. So third and goal now. $1:30 left to go in this one. Duarte goes back to pass and keeps it. And appears to get into the end zone for the touchdown. So with 1:23 left to go, Sunnyside bookends their touchdowns. They get one in the first quarter, get one in the fourth quarter, 35-13. So Duarte had a nice play, went back to pass. I don't know if it was an option where he had the option to run, but there was nobody open. Took the ball under and got into the end zone. Extra point is up and good. So with 1:23 left to go, the score, the Jaguars 35, the Blue Devils 14. So once again, thanks for joining us here tonight on a special edition of high school football on Thursday night. Just remember, tomorrow night we'll go from 5A tonight to 4A tomorrow with the defending 4HM Micah Mountain Thunderbolts hosting the Douglas Bulldogs. Both teams come in with a loss. Douglas lost their opening match to Flowing Wells, who is still undefeated. And Micah dropped the game to Sunnyside for their lone loss. Fielded about the 8-yard line. He's going to try to go up the far sideline. Still on his feet. And tackle the flag on the play around the 25-yard line. So So that's one thing about this game is there was a host of flags. I would be interested to see how many penalty yardage each team had, especially the Blue Devils, as they were plagued all game long with penalties and really could not get any type of offensive flow due to the circumstances where they always had more than 10 yards to go for a first down.
Against the Jaguars, which
So
is
Jaguars called for a hold, and they declined the penalty, but a second flag on the Jaguars for a block in the back. They will take that penalty, and that'll back them up to the 10-yard line. 1st and 10 with 1:14. With the 3 timeouts that the Blue Devils have, even though it's not going to do them any good, I don't know if Desert View would even go into a victory formation. They might just run the ball up the middle, and that's exactly what they did. So short gain as we come up on a minute left to go in this one.
Handoff goes to number 32, Greg McKinstry.
George.
Who wants to? Again, we don't have a camera. You have to share the mic.
So second down for the Jaguars, and they're just trying to put a little mop-up action. Oh, he's going deep down the far sidelines, and he completed pass initially and dropped the ball as he went to the ground. So I don't know about that one. That's something that's going to stick inside Sunnyside's memory, I'm sure, heading into next season. These teams play each other every single year. And the clock will stop with 28 seconds left. So stay tuned for the Jet Sports Training post-game report coming up. We're going to try to see if we can grab one of the coaches. So McKinstry on the handoff, and that may be the last play of the game.
And folks, it looks like that should be the
And that's going to be the last play of the game. I don't believe they need to snap the ball. 7 seconds and counting. And that's going to be it. The final score here from Jaguar Stadium. The home field Jaguars 35. The Blue Devils 14. Jaguars extend their winning streak to 6 games in a row. And Sunnyside will drop to 4-2 on the season. Both teams on the post-game handshake. And like we said, this is family versus family, friends versus friends. And the Desert View Jaguars will have the bragging rights for the Sunnyside Unified School District for 2025. So the Jaguars with a convincing 35-14 win over Sunnyside. And welcome to the Jet Sports Training postgame report brought to you by Jet Sports Training, voted the last 9 consecutive years by the Arizona Daily Star Readers Poll as the best workout center in all of Tucson. Bobby Rodriguez, former Sunnyside Blue Devil, is the owner. He also coaches and trains some very high-profile athletes. Jeff Cotton, former Mountain View receiver, now a receiver for the Green Bay Packers. Also, Roman Bravo, the Sunnyside wrestler that won a couple of state championships in high school, went to Penn State University, won 2 national championships, and most recently in 2024 wrestled for Team Mexico in the Paris Olympics. So if you want to get to that next level, doesn't matter what sport you're in, what gender you are, you definitely need to check out Jet Sports Training. So we're going to see if we can get one of the coaches, but before they come over, tonight's game, a blowout by Desert View, but more importantly, Sunnyside basically shot themselves in the foot just too many times with just a host of penalties that just knocked them out of any type of momentum that they had or were about to have, and just putting their offense in some really difficult positions, sometimes having to get 20, 25 yards to move the sticks. On the other side, big improvement after the first 2 series for Desert View, as their offensive line got taken advantage of early in the game by that Blue Devil front 4, and on 4th down on consecutive possessions in the first quarter, Desert View failed to gain a first down and had 2 consecutive turnovers on downs back to the Blue Devils. Sunnyside could only take advantage of one of those, scoring the game's first touchdown to go up 7-0. But after that, it was all Jaguars until a late touchdown by Sunnyside to break the 35-0 scoring run for Desert View. So a very jubilant group of Jaguars on the field. And once again, we're going to try to get one of the coaches over here to get his take on this game. The duel of the district, 35-17. And Southside bragging rights, Sunnyside Unified School District bragging rights. This year in 2025, go to the Desert View Jaguars, and a very convincing and great win for that program, keeping them undefeated. I want to thank Ray also with his boomstick. What a great vantage point of view you guys had during the course of the game. It's about 15 feet up in the air and shoots down on the field, so no obstruction of people getting in front of you or walking in front of you. And just a great zoom in, zoom out by Ray and Elite Zone Media. So Sunnyside is going to have to go next week, or excuse me, on the 10th next week. They are away in Vail against the Cienega Bobcats. And it looks like the coaches are just going to go into the locker room. And let's see who Desert View has coming up next week. Once again, kind of an odd Thursday night game here in Tucson. And Desert View will be home again against the Nogales Apaches on Friday the 10th. Game kickoff is at 7 o'clock. So Sunnyside continues to stay on the road. Desert View, their second consecutive home game. And they want to continue to stay on this roll. 6-0 now. And congratulations to the Desert View Jaguars on a big win tonight. That's going to wrap it up for us, for Ray, for Bill, for the Elite Zone Media and 520 Sports Talk.